Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's Wednesday, so this is Waffle on a Wednesday, where I answer your questions to the best of my ability. And for those of you that are new here, my name's Mel and I live full-time in this Mercedes Sprinter camper van, and occasionally I like to go treasure hunting. So if that's something that interests you, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. Now, unsurprisingly, this week I've had a lot of questions concerning my Bluetti AC200 power pack that I'm actually sitting on right now. I'll try and address some of those questions today, along with some of the other questions that we've had. So without further ado, let's get on and answer some of the questions just for you. Now, one of the biggest criticisms I get when I make a power pack review video, or any video concerning power packs, is people always criticise and say, are they actually worth that money? The Naked Campers have just left a comment on my channel that really does make a lot of sense, especially if you have a house. So I'd really like to read out their comment, because they do have a really good point. Nice one, Mel. Have gone the same way but not full time, so went for the EcoFlow Delta Pro. When not out in the van, it's paying for itself by running part of the house. What a fantastic idea, and what a good point as well. Something, like I say, I've never really considered because I don't have a house. But what a fantastic concept. So if you live in a house and you have a van that you use at the weekends, and you buy one of these power packs, whether it be Bluetti or EcoFlow, doesn't really matter, at least you can take all that power out of your van and put it into your house somewhere and save on your electricity bill. What a great idea. I mean, just imagine if I had a house and I had my Bluetti AC200, take it out of my van, put it into my house, lay out some solar panels. I could then run my TV, my fridge, probably most of the lights in my house. I think the only thing I wouldn't be able to run off of my AC200 Max is the dryer or the dishwasher. I'm not sure, because I don't have a house. I don't have the appliances to try. Maybe Bob will let me experiment in his house and plug appliances into it. We'll save that for another video though. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you do have one of these power packs in your van, then and you're not using your van, then take it out of your van, take it indoors, run your TV or your fridge or something off of it, and in that way you're going to save money on your household electric bill. And next time someone leaves a comment and says they're not worth the money, that is going to be my argument from now on, that they are definitely worth the money, especially if you have a house, because you can take that power pack out of your van, use it in your house and save on your electricity bill. And if you do it right, that power pack will probably eventually pay for itself. So thank you to Naked Campers for bringing that concept to light. Absolutely brilliant. So go check out the Naked Campers YouTube channel. Go on, I know you want to. And Ian Monk says, great video, Mel, really helpful. We have an EB70 so we can run a Dyson fan or boiler kettle when off grid. Boiling on electric is quicker than gas, inspired by your previous videos. Well, thank you, Ian. That's a really nice comment. I really appreciate that. Have you considered taking your EB70 out of your camper van into your house and using it to boil the kettle indoors? Imagine how much electric you'd save. Brilliant. Now, Malcolm Rowe often comments on my videos, and Malcolm wants to know what the grey box is. He says, I've got an AC200. I want to do the same thing. It's pronounced Blue Tea if you go to their YouTube channel. Sounds weird, but hey, well, there you go. It's not Bluetti, it's Blue Tea. I never realised that. So apologies to Bluetti. Blue Tea. But anyway, the grey box is a 12 volt DC adapter. It's so you can change the 12 volt DC to AC, and you can then charge your Bluetti using the grey blocks into the AC inlet on the Bluetti. And this allows you to charge the Bluetti from two sources, so you can use the solar panel and the AC inlet as well via the DC to AC grey box converter. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'll put a link in the description to where you can get that grey box. I'll put it in this video, and it's also in the previous video. Thanks for the great question, Malcolm. Sorry it got a bit confusing. So Fab says, well done, Mel. I was expecting melted wires at some point during the video, but it seems not. Well, I can confirm it's all fab, that it is all fab. There's no melted wires, and I actually made that video mid-August, so my Bluetti has actually been in my van since then, and I can confirm that it's running really well so far, fingers crossed. But I will be making a follow-up video and letting you know how I'm getting on with it in more detail later on. But as far as the melted wires are concerned, when I do install this permanently in my van, I will be adding fuses to those wires just to be on the safe side. I think I did make that clear in the actual video, so don't worry, it's all fab, because it is all pretty fabulous. Now the next part of this video I'm going to do a little bit of a demonstration, because Scott L would like to see how long you could cook for with the induction hob and maybe boil in a kettle. The only way I'd consider buying one is if I could save on gas and 240 volt. Now I did promise Scott that I would show him how long it takes me to make a cup of coffee using my induction cooktop. I'll just move you around here, hopefully you can see it. Nope, just angle you down a bit. There we go. Now you can see my induction cooktop. And if I turn you around that a little bit more, you can actually see my kettle there as well. Right, okay, so when I make myself a cup of coffee in the morning, I only boil the water that I need. So I will only boil 1 cup of water. That way it saves gas and it also saves electricity. And it saves water as well. You're not boiling more water than you need. So we'll just fill this cup up with water. Although you don't use a full cup, I actually fill the cup right to the top, as you can see, because in that way it's like you don't empty the kettle completely once you're finished. So there we go, 1 cup of water in the kettle. Turn this on. Power. So I've set this at 1000 watts. I'll never use this at full wattage because it's just not worth it. So there you go, kettle's on. Let's answer another question. I'm going to do this in real time, just so you can see how quick it takes to boil. It's surprisingly quick. Okay, so next question. If I hook up a 250 watt solar panel up to my Bluetti EB70, which has a maximum input of 200 watts from a solar panel, will this cause any problems on the miracle that I do actually get a sunny enough day that the solar panel would produce over 200 watts? Asking as I can get a couple of X-Farm 250 watt solar panels for 150 quid. 150 quid would be ideal, and that comes from Aaron Wheaton. Well Aaron, first of all I would say that because they're X-Farm solar panels, the chances are that they have degraded slightly, so be very surprised if you would actually get 250 watts from any of those panels from the Solar Farm. They are probably quite old panels, and panels don't last forever. They do start to degrade after about 5 years, so I think you'll probably find you'll be perfectly fine as far as the wattage side of things are concerned. What I would be really concerned about is the voltage, because some household solar panels, like the one I've got on my roof, see how quickly that's boiling? My panel is 36 volts, and we actually destroyed a C-Tech charge controller trying to use this solar panel on my van, because Becky bought this for her van. It's getting louder now. So be very careful, because most of the solar panels that are sold to be used on camper vans are between 12 and 18 volts. There you go, my kettle has boiled whilst answering that question. Let's turn that off. So there you go, you can see how quick that kettle boils, really quickly, no problems at all. I'm actually going to make myself a coffee now. It'd be rude not to, right? Now getting back to Aaron's question, where was I? I was trying to do it in real time, so no editing. Yeah, so Aaron, before you buy any of those solar panels, do check the voltage they put out against the voltage that the EB70 can handle. I haven't got the specification sheet on me, so I can't tell you what that is. That's something you're going to have to look up for yourself. But to be quite frank with you, I would not buy second-hand solar panels unless you know how old they are, because they do deteriorate after a period of time. After all, that's why they're for sale. Thanks for the great question though. Right, I'm going to make myself a coffee. My throat's drying up. Okay, so now it's time for this week's Troll of the Week.
Troll of the Week.
And this week's Troll of the Week is Danielle King, who simply says, "Dude has got vampire fangs." Yeah, I do. No one's ever said anything bad about my teeth before. That's a new one. And all I can say to that is, bite me. But thanks for the comment anyway, because it does help the YouTube algorithm. Talking of which, if you're enjoying this video, then please do give it a thumbs up or hit that like button, because that does actually help the YouTube know that you enjoy my content. So thank you. Just one thing to say, all cables need to be fused. Checking for heat will not save you from a fire, especially in the event of an electrical fault, and that comes from Eyes Wide Open. Well, you're absolutely right, and like I said earlier, when I do install my Bluetti AC Max permanently into my van, I will be making sure that I put fuses in all the cables and all the connections. After all, like you say, fuses are what are going to save you from any electrical fire. Thanks for the great comment and your concern, really do appreciate that. Now I must say thank you to everyone that has gone over and subscribed to Becky's channel. She's really over the moon. She's had a sudden boost of subscribers and she's really grateful for that. So I'd like to say thank you on her part. She's actually over the road right now working hard on her camper van conversion. And I shall now go over there and join her and help her as well. So before I go, I want to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and more importantly, don't forget to subscribe to Rebecca's channel, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Ta-da for now.